I don't like survival games. I've never had. I've played plenty of them for hundreds of hours upon hours, in fact. I've played Minecraft on Xbox with a ton of my friends back in the day. I was even convinced to buy the PC version for mods like Tekkit or Thaumcraft. I played a bunch of Terraria, and made it all the way and beat the final boss with nothing but a million bajillion different particle-vomiting weapons of mass destruction. I've played a bunch of Starbound, and completely and absolutely terraformed my entire starship into some kind of gigantic lag-inducing abomination. I even attempted to customize my house in Skyrim for all of 5 minutes. But all of these games share one single trait. They're okay, I guess. But let's get to the real games. Trying to reach inside of me, trying to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. I remember my first Pokemon game. I played it when I was still in the first grade. I remember seeing this really cool looking blue dog, cat, lion thing smack dab in the middle of this small cardboard box when I was tagging along with my parents at Target. Later when I got home, I practically begged my parents to get it for me. Sometime later, I finally got it. Pokemon Crystal for the Game Boy Color. I didn't play it on the Game Boy Color. I had to shove an awkwardly shaped bulbous cartridge thing into a Game Boy Advance. Still, I had a blast. I had no idea what I was doing, but it seemed simple enough. Catch the funny colored animals, defeat the other funnier colored animals for funny colored pins, and Flame Wheel on Typhlosion is way better than Flamethrower in almost every situation. Beating the gyms, defeating my rival, it felt like I was smart, like I was invincible, like I was home. So imagine my joy when Ruby and Sapphire came out, and I got to do it all over again, and again, and again, and again. I love games of almost every genre. I love Mario, I love Team Fortress 2, I love Yu-Gi-Oh!, I love Ace Attorney. I even love frickin' Custom Robo Arena on a Nintendo DS. But from all my years of playing games, I've noticed one thing that I actively dislike. I really don't like survival games. I hate chopping wood, I hate finding blueprints for your tech trees. I hate scavenging for resources to craft the same item 20 times. I hate slowly building up your way to full automation. I hate losing all your items on death. I hate having to feed your stupid brain dead animals every 3 seconds or else they fall down and die. I don't even like going out of my way to fill out the stupid Pokedex just because this one old man told you to. But most of all, I like fighting. I like the challenge of facing overwhelming odds, only to lose to some monster or unknown mechanic that you aren't prepared for. Knowing that, even if you lose, your next attempt is just a single retry away. Now, I remember being really disappointed at the missing potential of Sword and Shield. I remember absolutely loving the entire vibe of this battles being this entire worldwide spectator sport. I love the huge crowds in the Dynamax stadiums cheering both trainers on, and the epic music that dynamically changes depending on the flow of the battle. I just wish they did more of it. Like, how cool would it be if, instead of being sponsored by Leon, you had to find your own sponsor, and you had to travel around with them and talk to them, and attend endorsements events with them, and evolve with them, just like a real pro player in the league. But no, instead, you get Hawk. I legitimately forgot his name. I remember when Legends Arceus came out, which had more survival mechanics compared to other mainline games. I was still disappointed at how Sword and Shield came out, but yeah, I was still willing to give the game a shot. I mean, it's Pokemon after all, you can't go wrong with Pokemon. Maybe this game will be different, Maybe I'll get my fill of Pokemon here. And after playing the main story, you know what my reaction was? It was alright, I guess. Sure, the concept was good. I really liked how you could throw your Pokemon out to seamlessly start battles, and I really liked how the Pokemon would actually attack your trainer this time. But ultimately, it was the same with the other survival games I played before. I just thought it was meh. Gathering iron and apricorns was alright, I guess. I mean, I didn't like it or hate it, it was just there. I mean, I play Monster Hunter, so gathering items isn't really something new to me, but it's just, you know, can I get some more Pokemon battles? Please? You guys made this cool-looking battle system, yet you barely use it because there's so little in terms of battles. Because everyone and their mom in the game is so terrified of this adorable little electric mouse thing. I wanted more battles, not less. And don't get me started on having to catch 20 of the same Pokemon just so you can advance the main story, just because some old guy in a stupid hat told you to. Did you know that you have to find all 108 Spiritomb spirits in order to technically beat the game? Yeah, I'm not doing that. So in long story short, I really don't like survival games. So, why do I think that the existence of Palworld is good for Pokemon? Now, I'm not talking about if they're using AI or not, or how it's Pokemon with guns, or even how close some of the creature designs are. That's a topic for a different video. To me, I really don't have a horse on this race. I'll leave that to the people who have already played the game. Now, what I'm talking about is competition. Now, Pokemon is a huge IP, the biggest. There's absolutely no way some small bananas development studio can even hold a candle to how big this massive, everlasting brand of media has lasted for decades. It will never, ever, not ever be beaten by smaller companies with way less of a budget. Marvel. But what this does mean is that the Pokemon Company no longer has the excuse to settle for anything less than 100%. Now let's throw out the idea of, oh, this genre is better than the other, or I like this game better, or oh, that's literally just a Totoro Electabuzz for a second, and let's just focus on the game feel. Like, why would little Timmy buy this $60, $90 if you count DLC, terribly optimized orange grape blueberry game that slows down the moment you turn the camera, when he can just buy this $30 shiny new game where he can shoot guns at sheep?
It's all in my head. I feel tip-top. Gary, you're getting a lot faster.
Now, will Palworld have more content than Pokemon? Personally, I don't think so. Not even when it comes out of early access. But, I mean, it doesn't have to. The fact that it sold millions on sales, and it's only been a couple of days, still says a lot of what people want. Like, maybe Cousin Sammy, who only plays Counter-Strike on the PC, can't stomach the performance of Scarlet and Violet. Or maybe Uncle Jimbo, who's just sick of having to buy multiple versions of the same rushed game or DLC to finally make the game good, only to do it again 2 or 3 years later. The fact that Palworld is making this much buzz means that Pokemon can't sit back and be lazy anymore. Maybe after seeing how Palworld is doing, they'll stop pushing out rushed games. Maybe they'll make their next game the best game they ever made. Maybe I can finally legitimize spending $60 on a non-buggy game again. Competition breeds improvement. If there's only one big fish in the sea, it's gonna eat everything else, and it has no reason to improve. I will always love Pokemon, and I will always hate survival games. This is a fact that will never change, no matter what they do. But I still think Pokemon can do better. And even if I'll probably never play it, I think Palworld might just be the game that gives it the nudge it needs. Unless if they add survival mechanics. Why does that look so cool? The land butt Pokemon? The land butt Pokemon?